Ryan Wells says we're ready. And our opening toss is tapped back and won by Jefferson. Damien opening up in a 3-2 zone. Looks more like a 1-2-2 actually, with Antonio holding the top. That ball knocked free, and Damien has the turnover on the opening possession. 1-2-2 zone, you put one of your post players up at the top to give you a little bit of size. Long three off the mark from Bryce Forbes. And Jefferson has a little run out here. Left corner. That's good. 3 for Lamar Washington. And he comes up with the steal and gives it up for Mookie Cook. And his bench erupts on the one-hand flush. And an early timeout taken by Damien. They did not wait long. A 30-second timeout, 50 ticks into the first quarter. Washington the 3, and then the steal, and the Cook dunk. And in games like these, when you are, in this case, Damien, in games like these, when you see 5 points put up in 50 seconds, the last thing you want to do is let play continue and potentially let a big run doom you early. And that's why you see Alvin Stevenson and his staff taking that timeout to head off any sign of early trouble. But it also allows the Democrats to put up their full court defense as they get that into Forbes. Forbes with size and confident with the basketball in his hands, especially in the open floor. Inside to Holtz. Holtz, that's challenged in the air by Rollins Kibonge. Williams gets in the lane, and he traveled, according to referee Eric Morales. As Alvin Stevenson told me before the game, real key for Damien is you got to stuff the paint. And you saw that on that last play. They stuffed the paint, gave no room for Washington to get in the lane, and it led to the turnover. That's part and parcel with that 1-2-2 zone. Nice challenge at the rim, put back by Forbes, the initial block by Mookie Cook. And the Monarchs are on the scoreboard down 3. Get to the baseline, nice quick dump in underneath, and Rollins Kibonge gets right at the rim and scores. Good ball movement on the half court from Jefferson. They'll float it for Natividad. Holtz, quick trigger at the baseline, that will drop. What you see some teams when they're put in these positions, what you see some of them struggle with as Washington drops in a 3, is when you get toward the baseline, you get near the rim, sometimes you see too much hesitation, and it leads to other teams getting right at you. There's a block from Rollins Kibonge. Cook pushing up ahead. Keeps the ball in play. They'll get it to the left wing and Adams. Loose ball, will get a foul going against the Democrats. And they'll give that to Mookie Cook. To finish the point, go up against a taller team, you hesitate. Sometimes you teach the hesitation if you can get someone in the air, but sometimes in these kind of games, it's actually better to go right up quickly. The hesitation, a lot of these teams are too disciplined to give up a basket by going up the air and putting themselves in a position to be called for a foul. Forbes, step back, and he'll shoot free throws. They say he was beyond the three-point line. And Mookie Cook picks up his second foul in less than a minute.
At the line for the Monarchs, number 22, Bryce Forbes.
We talked about Forbes' ability inside and out. He was the most outstanding player in the Division II state tournament last year, which Damien won, but he misses the first free throw. One more free throw for Forbes. That's good. As Micah Chung will give Jake Holtz a breather. And Cameron Robinson. They actually waved off the first free throw. I think there was a violation. So we saw the last free throw was the first one. This one hits as well, and it's 10-6. Rollins Kibonge to skip pass to Keyshawn Hall. Quickly to the baseline. The leaner, too strong off the glass, and a foul against Jefferson. Cameron Robinson gets called for his first. The other thing Damien's going to have to do, and one of the few teams that I think can kind of hang size-wise, play here locally, they have to use that and can't allow a lot of second chance and third chance opportunities. Runner in the paint will drop in for Bayudan. And on the other end, it's a travel call against Keyshawn Hall. And he's looking for a whistle. Gotta like the way the Monarchs have shown early, showing that their skill set can actually match up here with Jefferson as long as this doesn't become a quick up and down game. Kenneth Mitchell Jr. Out to Forbes. Chung is cut off, hands it back to Mitchell. Partially blocked on the way up by Adams. And Hall running in the other end and laying it in. And it's not that Damien didn't get back. Hall just knew how to run the floor as expertly as he did. Hesitation, that will drop and one. Bayudan gets it to fall. And Robinson picks up his second foul. I was wondering what Bayudan would do because he had a trailer coming down the floor about 10 to 15 feet behind him. Turned his body toward the trailer, then came back, kind of went up and under, got the harm, and scored. The sophomore hits the free throw. 1 point game as we cross the midway point of the opening 8. Rollins Kibonge comes through, and it's taken away by Mitchell Jr. Mitchell to the rim. Good, Damien's got the lead. Monarchs showing some defense out of the open floor. Defense chance coming from the Monarchs bench. Skip to Hall. Good help defense. It comes out to Anderson. Now a drive, dish off underneath, and a foul. Basket will count. Forbes called for the foul. Rollins Kibonge dumps it home. Jefferson retakes the lead. And a chance for the three-point play. Not bad defense from Damien. Better ball movement. Leading to the junior scoring. And knocks down the free throw. Damien showing a little tempo to try to get it across midcourt quickly, but with no opportunity. Holtz, the head fake, and he is swatted by Rollins Kibonge. Three, though, is good from Tino Antonio. Monarchs have the lead back. And a timeout taken by Jefferson. That gets a rise out of the Damien crowd and the bench. .248 to play in period number 1, and so far in the last couple of minutes, it's been back and forth. As Damien out of the ILH has shown what it takes to hang around with this squad from Portland, Oregon. It's a cold time out there in Oregon. I was just out there a couple of weekends ago. Temperatures in the 40s. It's dark around 3:45, 4 o'clock. Seen a light drizzle here and there, but beautiful area. As Jefferson brings it forward right off the timeout, and Damien in its zone defense. And that three is good for Lamar Washington, who's shown some great range here in the first quarter. Lead back to the Democrats. Antonio with the three a moment ago. He'll drive instead. Rebound to Anderson. Lots of contact on the way up. Williams couldn't get the call. And Damien pushes ahead. Quick trigger for Mitchell, it's good. And we go back and forth. Damien retakes a 1-point lead. Washington, what range. And he's grabbing his right leg as he comes back up the floor. That upper part of his right leg right after he knocked that one down. Antonio clanks off the back rim. Holtz will be called for the loose ball foul. And I think Washington's asking to come out. He's grabbed the bottom of his jersey shorts, the right side of his leg. He'll come out and get a breather. The trainer will take a look at him. Jefferson's got a 2-point lead, final 90 seconds of the opening quarter. Trajan Williams for Jalen Adams. Williams brings it out the Damien zone holding. 5 to shoot. Hall. Williams with 2. Runner, 14 feet, no. And the rebound comes out to Antonio, and he is hit from behind. That should be on Williams. I was about to say that with that zone, we've seen Jefferson extend out and Washington hitting a number of threes. The game plan has been to pack the interior, but if Washington and others keep shooting the ball the way they have from outside the arc, that may force Alvin Stevenson to change that game plan. Bayudan inside to Antonio, but missed it short. Final 45 left in the half. Corner three, that might have been partially blocked, but Jefferson keeps it in bounds momentarily. Forbes has the run out for Holtz. Stripped out by Williams. And it will stay with Damien. Great recovery by Williams to get down the floor. It looked like Holtz was going to have a clean lane off the Forbes pass. Inbound to Holtz in the corner. He'll take the 18-footer. Drops it. Tie game. Shot clock off here in quarter one. Quick fire for Hall. Rebound to Antonio. And a 2-on-3. Trailers coming. Bounce pass in the lane. A little too small. The loose ball comes back to Antonio. 4 seconds for the lead by Udon. No. Chance. Nope. Mitchell could not get it off as he didn't realize the clock was near zeros. But a very promising start for the Damien Monarchs, going toe-to-toe with Democrats. It's not Democrats versus Republicans, but it certainly is a battle through one. We're even at 21 as we go to the second quarter here on BallerTV. We expected a good game here after one, and so far, both the Damien Monarchs and the Jefferson Democrats have given us, as such, a 21-21 game after one here as we close down night number 2 of the 2019 Iolani Classic. Good news for Jefferson. Lamar Washington is back in the game. It looked like he was favoring his right leg for a moment, but he's back out there, and he has shown some deadly range from outside when he's been in the game. Kind of a game changer. But Damien to start the second quarter. This is Bryce Forbes. Draws the help. Holtz hesitates. Can't hit that. Can't secure the rebound, but Bayudan comes up with it, lost it. Still recovers and throws it in the paint. Antonio swatted out, but a foul first. That should go against Jalen Adams. Next foul will put Damien in the bonus. Antonio, two-sport standout, also plays on the defensive line, also a tight end on the Damien football team. First free throw is good. Monarchs ahead 22-21. If you haven't been following the bracket, the winner gets Mount Vernon tomorrow night in the nightcap. Both good, and it's 23-21. Monarchs bench has been active, keeping the defense chance going here in the last few possessions. Touch pass goes in. Cameron Robinson scores in his arm. Tino Antonio called for the foul. Robinson standing at 6 feet 9 inches tall. Montana Grizzlies have given him an offer. He's made no commitment just yet. Chance to give the Democrats the lead. And he can't do it. Bayudan has the rebound. With patience with the dribble. Holtz will get in the lane. It's an air ball, but he puts it back in. Washington met him at the rim, didn't touch it. They get a second opportunity and give the Monarchs the lead back. Robinson working around to Cook. Back inside. And a great challenge by Forbes. Robinson looked to have good position. Forbes was right there. Bayudan is struck on the way up and fouled. And that's going to go against Rollins Kibonge. So Bayudan will shoot free throws. All-state honorable mention last year, according to the Honolulu Star Advertiser and Hawaii Prep World. First free throw drops. Biggest lead for Damien, it's 3 right now. Damien doing a great job at the free throw line. How do the Democrats respond? Skip to the near side and Cook. Jump stop and a foul. That's going to go against Kenneth Mitchell Jr. And he was coming from the opposite side of the floor. Official says contact to the head. Free throw good for Mookie Cook. It's 27-24. That drops as well. Jefferson's kind of sagged back here, picking up half court. Bayudan lost it. Saved inbounds to Holtz, gets his man up in the air. That's too strong. And the board to Cook. And quickly up the floor to Washington. Cook gets it back. Now to the baseline. Robinson is fouled. This is the balance of play now as Antonio has his second foul. It went from, all right, we got to pack the paint, keep them from getting inside. All of a sudden, Jefferson starts to hit some threes outside. It loosens up that Damien defense, and now Jefferson's starting to pound it in. Free throw no good. And that puts it now on coaching. So you look at Alvin Stevenson, and you look at adjustments on the fly defensively. Defending the perimeter versus defending the paint. We've seen them go to that 1-2-2 zone to start. Putting one of your post players at the top of that zone. Second free throw doesn't go either. And Damien holds a 2-point lead. Forbes. Trying to find their way through the height that this Jefferson defense is bringing. Will have a held ball. Possession arrow is going to give it to the Democrats. One little mistake or any feeling of being unsure going up against that length that can lead to that. But Damien is staying in that 1-2-2 zone, which actually looks right now more like a 3-2. They put a guard right there at the top. It goes out of bounds. It will stay with Jefferson. This time they have Jarvis Natividad at the top with more of a 3-guard lineup here. So it's smaller on the top. Looks more like a 3-2, trying to get the best of both worlds. Guard the outside shot. Keep your post players underneath. See if they can challenge things inside. Inbound for Rollins Kibonge. Ball free in the air. Jefferson gets it back. Nice pass fake. Runner in the paint, no good, but second chance will drop for Cameron Robinson. And we're even at 27, 3 minutes through the second quarter. Bayudan and a whistle. And will they say he was in the area? It doesn't matter. Free throws regardless. But Rollins Kibonge with the foul, his second. Foul trouble may be a conversation. That's 3 players who picked up 2 fouls. It is a shooting foul. So Bayudan will shoot a pair to try to give Damien the lead back. That one won't do it. The schedule makers have done a pretty nice job here at the Iolani Classic so far. Last night's nightcap was a doozy. And so far, the schedule makers have found their way to maybe put the best game here at 8 o'clock tonight. Both free throws miss. Washington splits through the crowd, offensive foul. And it'll go the other way. You saw the idea. Split through 2 defenders right at the wing. But as soon as he got through, Damien's help defense was sitting and waiting. And Washington really had no choice. Called for the player control foul. Kind of watching Jefferson a little bit. I don't know that they necessarily expected to be in this close of a contest. About 12, almost 12 minutes in. Micah Chung watches the ball go through his hands on a simple pass. And those are the little things that you can't afford to do. And Chung will take a seat. With Reginald Spencer, he goes by RJ. He'll come into the game. Even at 27. Now this looks like a little more like a 1-2-2 zone. They get underneath, Washington recovers and is hit on the arm. Or Robinson, I beg your pardon, hit on the arm. Fouls on Spencer. Cameron Robinson's been a difference maker since he's been in the game. Nobody's really been able to match his size and his reach. His ability to get good position about 5 feet and in, as Jefferson will retake the lead. Came off the bench to start the game and has really been the focal point for the Democrats since he's been in. That rolls in. Jefferson by 2, nearing the midway point of quarter 2. By Udon. Cut off in the paint. Forbes. Stripped out by Keyshawn Hall. And Hall gets it knocked free, recovers, and throws it over and in. And this is where, if you're Damien, you don't want this to get any tougher. Nice job getting away from the defense. They cut that off. Bayudon to the rim, the reverse. It's too strong. Robinson's got the board and starts the break. 3 ball from Adams, that's good. And Damien's gonna use a timeout. This is looking eerily similar to the first minute of the first quarter. When Jefferson got on that early run in the first quarter, Alvin Stevenson called timeout immediately, stopped any momentum, got everybody right back on track, and you saw how Damien worked not only right back into the game, but had a lead for a little bit. All of a sudden, it's a 7-point game as Jefferson has rattled off a few shots in a row, a big 3 in the corner, and Alvin Stevenson's doing the same thing. When you coach in these kind of games, it gives you kind of a feel of an NCAA tournament game where you know your championship bracket hopes are on the line. You coach these games like you know in a 7-point game against a team as good as the ones on the other end, that you can't let a 7-0 run go unchallenged. You can't let it get any farther than that either. And let's see if Damien can shift back the momentum. Forbes, poked free. Damien tries to get it back, and a foul. That's the second foul on Jalen Adams. Pat Strickland trying to argue that it was an over the back call or over and backcourt violation, but the ball clearly was tipped as we saw it, forcing it to go beyond the midcourt line. I think it's Bryce Forbes to the line. Damien now in the double bonus as the first one goes. A lot of people talk about Jake Holtz with Damien, and a lot of it is really because of Holtz's standout ability as a quarterback of the football team. Does a great job on the basketball floor as well, but some people sleep on Forbes. When he was named most outstanding player in the Division II state tournament, people kind of woke up to him and realized how good he is. Baseline, Cook brings it out to Washington. Back to Jalen Adams, goes up against Holtz and draws the foul. Second foul on Holtz. He and Tino Antonio each have 2 personals. First free throw for Jalen Adams drops. So now Alvin Stevenson not only looking at the foul situation, kind of doubling down here. Holtz stays on the floor with 2 fouls. Antonio with his 2 fouls comes into the game, grabs the rebound on the missed free throw. Right wing, Natividad clanks off the side of the rim, and the rebound taken by Lamar Washington. Hall looking to push. Fouled, and there will be free throws. And they will say it's on the way up. Both teams are in the bonus regardless. Keyshawn Hall shooting a pair. That one left short. Second one is good. Lead is 8. The biggest it's been for Jefferson. 2:37 remaining in the half. Antonio off the pick. And before the shot, he'll head to the free throw line. And Jalen Adams has picked up his 3rd foul. You think of this Jefferson team, first appeared here in 2017. Some of the names that stand out to you: Kamaka Hepa was the most outstanding player of that group. Jalen Brown was here, part of the all-tournament team. Marcus Sohonis, remember that name very vividly. Of course, that was the year that R.J. Barrett was here. R.J. Barrett and Montverde with several guys. I mean, Barrett now in the NBA. Andrew Nembhard was one that really stood out in this tournament as well. Williams, defender overplays. Now Hall looking for a lane, and Antonio cuts off the pass. Bounce pass ahead, hits the foot of a Jefferson player. It falls out. Putback is good for Kenneth Mitchell Jr. 8-point lead's been cut in half. Head fake from Cook. Extra pass out, and they give it back to the baseline in Williams. Washington wants another 3. That one won't drop. He's hit a few already. Damien, they see Mitchell up ahead, and he can't finish right around Washington with the ball tapped around. It will go to Damien. Looked like Holtz may have been the last one to touch it, but that's not what the official saw. But a couple of opportunities for Damien at the rim at that possession. Antonio the hook, no. Rollins Kibonge the rebound. They move it left up top. They go to the high post now. And snatched out of the air by Holtz. They were trying to go up high for Robinson. We talked about his impact. That's silenced here since that 3 may have been touched on the way up by Hall. Hall, the runner, good off the window. Yeah, one coach wanting a foul on contact on the way up. That shot challenged and stuffed back by Washington. Had another coach wanting a push-off. Rollins Kibonge floats it inside the paint, reverse lay-in, rims out for Keyshawn Hall. And now Damien's gonna slow it down. 38 seconds remaining in the half. That's a good realization. You don't need to go up and down. You can slow it down here. Final few possessions in the quarter. Try to control the way this half ends. Shot clock at 10. Good help. Antonio splits defenders, misses that. Rebound comes out to Hall. 13 seconds left. Washington brings it out. They hand it off, and Robinson misses. The putback Rollins Kibonge is good. And that's going to be how the half ends. At one point, Damien had a lead here in the second quarter. The Jefferson Democrats have found a way to adjust and adapt and take an 8-point lead into the locker room. It's 40-32. The Democrats out of Portland, Oregon hold the halftime lead. We'll come back in a few, get you ready for half number 2 in a moment as we close down day number 2 of the Iolani Classic here on BallerTV. We may not be on Capitol Hill, but it has been a contentious first half as we close out night number 2 of the Iolani Classic. A 40-32 lead for the Jefferson Democrats, leading against the Damien Monarchs. And so far, one of the big storylines here for Jefferson, the three ball. Lamar Washington has been phenomenal from outside the arc. He had 4 first quarter threes. He leads all scorers with 12 points. Keyshawn Hall, Nate Rollins, Kibonge, 7 points each. Cameron Robinson's got 6. For Damien, you're looking for a little more offensively. Hayden Bayudon, Kenneth Mitchell Jr., each with 7 points. So does Tito Antonio, each with 7. Bryce Forbes has gotten a little quiet. Jake Holtz has 6 points. One thing that Damien has done fairly well, they've gotten to the free throw line. They are 10 of 12 from the charity stripe in the first half. But Jefferson has kind of closed some of those gaps in those lanes defensively. Damien's had a little tougher time in trying to get points at the rim. Those will be Jefferson to start the second half. Going from right to left as we see it. Jalen Adams, Keyshawn Hall, Lamar Washington, and going to hold things up here because they had everybody going the wrong way. They even got me juked out. So this Damien ball going to our left. Both teams forgot which way we were supposed to go to start the second half. Forbes off the bounce. Blocked by Cook. Great athleticism. Cook will try to do it on the offensive end. Can't do it. And Holtz has the board. You like seeing Forbes a little active. There, the three doesn't fall. Washington has the rebound. He can run. But Cook can't keep the basketball in his hands. But to see Forbes kind of active early, to kind of finish my point, you like seeing that because as that half went along, we didn't really hear a lot from him. And his 6'7" frame is going to be important to utilize for Damien if they want to keep getting back in this game. Jefferson bringing a trap from the weak side. So now you're seeing a different look here defensively. Damien trying to hold on, and a timeout called by Alvin Stevenson to keep possession. This is not similar to the timeout that was taken within the first minute of the first quarter, but this is really now one of those coaching timeouts where you've seen the Democrats bring out a new look. Now you try to adjust. If there is anything that you might want to complain about, and it's very minor, at least right now, Damien's down to 2 timeouts. And in a close game, that could be somewhat important. But I see what Alvin Stevenson's doing is he does not want any possession, any change to go to waste. He's going to coach possessions like these like there's 2 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. And you respect that here in the non-league / preseason, depending how you look at it, taking that kind of mentality to every possession like that. Holtz with the inbound. Spins. Challenged at the rim by Rollins Kibonge, and he'll lead the charge up the floor. Washington the lob, and wide open underneath was Mookie Cook. And Jefferson has not had a lot of those incredibly wide open opportunities, and on the other end, Damien doubles down on its misfortune with a turnover on the far sideline. Washington lobs through the hands of Rollins Kibonge and out of bounds to Damien. A possession that really didn't have a lot of movement side to side, kind of waiting for that alley-oop look. These next few possessions are very critical on the Damien end. You don't want to see this get a lot farther than where it is with the 10-point deficit. Bayudon, a little hesitation. But Mitchell gets in the lane and will get to the free throw line. we've been watching the foul situation for Jefferson. Nate Rollins-Kibonge now with 3 fouls. He joins Jalen Adams, who also has 3 fouls. Adams is on the floor. Rollins-Kibonge is going to come out here in a moment, as we're going to see a few subs. Mitchell hits the first free throw. That could also be the potential game changers, the way the foul situation plays out. Mitchell's second is good. We'll see Bryce Forbes re-enter. So you see Rollins-Kibonge at 6'7" have to come out. Jefferson, somewhat smaller lineup, although that's almost being a little unfair to call it a smaller lineup. Still a lot of height on the floor. Washington looks inside the paint, and Cameron Robinson with an easy 2. He has been such a good player for Jefferson. Quick fire from Mitchell. And the long rebound goes to Lamar Washington. Up ahead for Cook. And an easy lay-in. It's 46-34. And quickly the Democrats pick up defensively. These are very important possessions, and we haven't reached the midpoint of the third. Forbes goes baseline. Can't hit the pull-up. There's Cameron Robinson on the rebound. But numbers ahead. They find Washington, but he traveled. Washington was calling for it up the floor. He wasn't necessarily completely wide open going down the floor, and that pass kind of led him toward the baseline. Jake Holtz. Forbes trying to make a move. Tried to play for contact. The contact wasn't there. Holtz keeps it alive. Antonio gets hit on the right side of the arm. And there's foul number 2 on Lamar Washington, and that's someone they need to keep out of foul trouble. Tino Antonio to the line. We've talked about how good Damien's been at the line. Been important for them as they've stayed around. That one will roll in. One more for Antonio. And the rebound taken for the Democrats. Trey Anderson. That pass is cut off by Udon. They say let him play. That one taken by Jefferson. Robinson. Washington hasn't had an open look from outside the arc as of late. Damien's done a better job from outside the arc. They move it around. Nice challenge by Forbes. Robinson, second chance, challenged again. Open look for Washington off the inbound, won't go, but Cook cleans it up. And we'll have a timeout taken by Jefferson. And Cook trying to raise the roof. That is a potential momentum sealer with 3:50 remaining in the third quarter. Jefferson's kind of slowly inched a little farther ahead. And when you see a putback dunk like that go down, you feel the air deflate out of the bubble just a little bit on the Damien end. Reminder, 8 games tomorrow. The feature 4 will get underway at 3:30. Long Island Lutheran against Garfield will get us started in the quarterfinals. Archbishop Wood and Wasatch Academy will go at 5. The winner of this game will take on Mount Vernon at 8. And before that, Kalani High School and Oak Hill at 6:30. Of course, all games here from the 2019 Iolani Classic live on BallerTV and BallerTV.com. And we've got a double foul. Holtz and Robinson both tangled up. And Robinson pointing his finger, and official Ryan Wells saying, hey, calm down. And Robinson's teammates stepping in and say, hey, settle down. Robinson's got 3 fouls, and that's important. Holtz has 3 fouls as well. And that's where this also comes into play. But right now, I think everybody just trying to settle everything down. It's the most, I think, intense it's been this entire day. Goes to show how close this game is, how much both these teams want it. Forbes taking his time in the perimeter. They've got 7 to shoot now. Pass for Holtz, taken away by Jefferson. Trajan Williams floats it in the air for Lamar Washington. Cook looks inside. That hit the hand of Antonio. Jefferson will keep possession, inbounding from the baseline. And Jefferson really goes with 7-8 deep, so the foul situation that we've talked about here and there, very important. Nice catch by the fan in the first row as Rollins Kibonge's pass zipped over Washington's head. But now Damien, if they want to claw their way closer, they've got to take advantage of those mistakes. Hayudan could have been called for a double dribble. That's taken away by Keyshawn Hall, and he's got a clear lane to the goal.
Keyshawn Hall.
That lead is creeped up to 15. Forbes away from the screen. Poked out, and that's another steal. And the leak out for Hall.
Keyshawn Hall.
And another timeout taken by Alvin Stevenson. And he's got 1 left. And that's where it gets a little dangerous here for Damien. You see this game starting to pull away, and you don't want to let any run go by, but still, this could potentially, I see where Alvin Stevenson's coming from, this right here potentially is the game. Down 17, 2:33 to go in the third, sounds like a lot of time, but with a team as talented as the Democrats are, you don't want this to get any farther or you'll feel like this game is out of reach. So while, yes, they've only got a timeout left, this is a timeout you feel like you had to take to not let this go much farther down. And I think on the other side of that, too, is you see the physicality start to ratchet up a little bit. That doesn't favor Damien. That favors Jefferson as well. As CJ Nakamura, seeing his first action in the game, comes in. He's got it, runs right into Trajan Williams. Forces the ball out of bounds. Shot clock is at 24. Get the inbound into Antonio. They got to hurry the ball up across midcourt, and they get it there. Mitchell stops his dribble, finds Nakamura. Antonio will get a double screen and launch a 3. There you go. Antonio hit one in the first half. That was much needed. Gets the deficit down to 14. Hall goes baseline, slings it out for Washington. He's hit 4 already, can't make it 5. Holtz comes up with the board. All 4 of those threes came in the first quarter. So he was having a field day from outside the arc. Holtz mid-block. Tried to play to contact, that won't drop. Cook the rebound. And up ahead, Hall. What's the call? We'll get a foul. Let's see who they call it on. It's Kenneth Mitchell Jr. called for the foul, his second. Free throws for Keyshawn Hall. As you've watched this Jefferson group, we saw how in that first half, they almost kind of deflated them a little bit, looking a bit surprised at how close this game was. There's a different energy with this group as this game is kind of pulled away just a little bit. Second free throw falls. Lead back to 16 at 54-38. And Antonio with space coming up the floor. Oh, that is stuffed. Damien wanted a goaltend. What's going to be the call? We'll get a foul. That's going to go against Rollins Kibonge, who picks up his 4th. Alvin Stevenson wanted a goaltend, saying it hit the backboard first. Ryan Wells says, no, that's not the case. Micah Chung will go to the free throw line. Hits the first. Pat Strickland's got a interesting foul situation to manage here. Rollins Kibonge with 4, Jalen Adams with 3, Cameron Robinson with 3. Robinson is in the game. That drops. It's a 14-point game. And Damien goes back to the iteration of their zone they had at the beginning of the game with Antonio, their big man, up top. 3 ball from Hall. Holtz high up there, can't control the rebound. Neither can the Democrats as the ball goes out. But I liked that zone that they had out earlier. You put one of your big men up top with Antonio to give you a little bit of size. To spread things out evenly below that in the zone. We'll see if that gives them some success. Mitchell, hounded, gives up his dribble. Pass for Holtz, knocked free. It's going to go out. And Robinson was the last to touch it. But Mitchell was close to a potential 5-second call. The way he was challenged in the open floor. .42 seconds left in the third. Holtz with 4. He'll drive, and that comes out in the hands of Williams. Washington ahead. Well short. Loose ball comes out to Nakamura, but he loses it, and it goes underneath to Keyshawn Hall. 18 seconds left in the quarter. And that will go out of bounds. Who hit it last? That was Anderson going for the loose ball, nearly a Damien turnover. Hayden Bayudan in here for the last possession, but Jefferson's going to put up some pressure. How big would a basket be here for Damien to end the quarter? Inbound thrown in for Antonio. Pressure from behind, gets across midcourt, and Cook's going to get his 3rd foul. It's dangerous to force the issue. Antonio, one of the post players, forcing the issue with the dribble, but when you can get the foul call, that certainly helps, and then a foul on Williams. Like the aggression. Problem is, next free throw puts Damien, or next foul puts Damien in the bonus. And you don't really want to do that. Inbound to Bayudan with 5 seconds. Double team is there. They look inside for Chung. Hands it off for Holtz. Got it off in time. He'll go to the line. So important free throws for Holtz. with half a tick left in quarter 3. Can't hit the first. 3.8 GPA. Was number 11 on the Hawaii Prep World Fab 15 last year. Hits the second free throw. 56-41, and the third quarter comes to an end. We've had a close game throughout, but can Damien push its way back? It's a 56-41 Jefferson lead after 3. It's the Iolani Classic on BallerTV.
Democrat basketball to start the fourth quarter.
Fourth quarter underway here at the 2019 Iolani Classic, and the Jefferson Democrats are trying to punch their ticket into the quarterfinals. They give up a turnover here to start the fourth quarter. Damien Monarchs have held their own throughout. They've watched the deficit kind of creep upwards. It's at 15 right now, trying to find their way back. Holtz will track down that basketball and get it ahead for Mitchell Jr. in the lane, but he watches it come free. Williams, the other end, lays it in. These first 2 minutes will tell us Damien's chances. Chung goes down in a heap. And that puts this place in silence. Fortunately, Chung is helped up. Had the ball. I think as he was trying to keep himself from going out of bounds, the way that pass went over. Jam that leg into the floor. It's going to be Damien ball. Bringing it into Bayudan. These are must-score possessions early in this period. Bayudan, that comes free. Gets it back. Nice head fake. Forbes looking for Holtz. Maybe should have put it up instead of trying to make the extra pass. Up ahead, Robinson, easy finish. And we have a technical foul against Robinson. Robinson has been such a game changer for Jefferson. Something happened after the basket that official Ryan Wells said he won't have any more of. Free throw for Kenneth Mitchell Jr. falls in, he'll have one more. And then one more free throw, good as well. And it will be Damien Ball, which it would have been anyway. That'll bring Nate Rollins-Kibangi back in, who's got 4 fouls. The foul situation's pretty important, but in a 17-point game, how much will it ultimately matter? Bayudan couldn't split a couple defenders. Holtz for 3. That's too strong. And the rebound out to Jalen Adams. And we have a foul here on Damien. It's on Mitchell.
Number 2, Kenneth Mitchell Jr.
Adams in the game, playing with 3 fouls. Hall, one of the few that doesn't have one next to his ledger. He's got 0 as he walks the ball up the floor. The low block. Rollins Kibonge, good and 1. Return to the baseline, draws the foul on Holtz. And now a 19-point lead. And we're going to timeout for the Democrats from Oregon. And this makes it very dire here for Damien. Winner tomorrow will get Mount Vernon, the nightcap here for the Iolani Classic. Of course, you can watch every game right here on BallerTV. You can watch every single contest. It's good to have our friends at BallerTV back here for another year. Rollins Kibonge is going to go to the line to complete the three-point play. We've got a few guys on this team that play both football and basketball, and I think you can see that, especially up front, how much that comes into play. Confidence at the rim, the ability to stay strong, grab boards, get position, kind of assert your will, if you will. Rollins Kibonge's got offers on the football side from Arizona State, Colorado, and Washington State. He's a defensive end. I think the way we've watched him play, you see some of those characteristics have certainly made a difference. So 1 free throw for the junior forward. Grazes the front rim, Bayou on the rebound. Damien needing something, and Rollins Kibonge with the stuff. Inbound for Holtz. He'll take Rollins Kibonge off the dribble, blocking foul, and Rollins Kibonge is gone. That's his 5th foul. That could have gone either way. It seemed like Holtz kind of lost his balance as he was taking the dribble in. But the official decides to go with the block call. Still 1-1 for the final time for Holtz, who recently got a football offer. He's got several. Recent offer that came was from Whitworth University. Key front end of the 1-1 is good. That drops as well. And now Damien's going to start to extend its defense out. Hall for Trey Anderson. Cook tried to pass it, but it slipped through his hands, and he's pressured near midcourt trying to get around Antonio. Antonio got his arms in there, and it was a bit too tight on Cook. Tino Antonio's 3rd foul. Team's number 5. But Damien's going to have to play that way. They're going to have to play a little more aggressive. May see a few fouls on that front, but can't really back down at all. Anderson out for Adams for 3. Rebound, though, for Trajan Williams. That's blocked, and we'll get a foul inside. And Cook pointing to his mouth like he might have taken a hit. Antonio's 4th foul. So Mookie Cook convert on these foul shots. And before that, we're going to fix the netting. Worth noting next foul, Jefferson will be in the bonus. That rolls in. Cook misses the second, but the offensive board to Trajan Williams. And a fresh 20. Damien nearly forced the turnover, but it will go back to the Democrats with 5:15 remaining. Cook works it around left for Anderson. 4 on the shot clock. Williams to the rim, spins out. Forbes came up late to try to alter the shot. Antonio got away with a carry. That his no-look pass is snatched out of the air. But Jefferson gives it right back. 4-on-2, 5-on-2 the other way. Antonio, offensive foul. And Antonio's gone.
Offensive foul, the Monarchs number 11, Tino Antonio.
Antonio has fouled out of the game. Saw him hit a few threes. Good solid effort, but his night is done. Alvin Stevenson disagreeing with the call. Felt like the defender slid in late. I like Antonio going down the line. No handshakes or high fives or fist bumps. It's handshakes, second hand into clasp. That's sportsmanship right there. That's good clasp. Like that. You don't really see that all that often. Sometimes guys just want to go through the line real quickly. They're disappointed. They want to get back to their bench. They're just going to go through the motions. No. I'm shaking your hand. You played well. Gave me a good game. Like that. Washington gets it into a low block. And out for Robinson. 3 rolls in. Cameron Robinson showing an outside game too. He has dominated inside the paint. That time he knocks down the outside shot. It's a 21-point game, and Jefferson is inching closer to the quarterfinals. Chung in the lane. Well short. And up ahead, Robinson leaks out. That one won't go. But Hall has another opportunity. And a foul before the shot. Spaidan called for the foul. I think part of what you're seeing here, maybe a little bit of attrition, maybe a little bit of tiredness on the Damien part. Spending a lot of energy. Giving Jefferson a great run. With under 4 to go, it seems like time is running out. Hall hits the front end of the 1-and-1. That around and out. Forbes the rebound, and you kind of feel, even watching on that board, a little bit of the deflation in the tires of this Damien team. And Mitchell just lost it out of bounds. That I think helps to make that point. So Jason Davis Jr. is into the game for Jefferson. He's got an offer on the table from Arizona State to play football. Another one of those dual sport athletes. As Keyshawn Hall works over a double screen. Throws it behind Washington. Will be Damien Ball. As some of the fans start to file out. Few. Forbes looking for any kind of space he can. He does draw a whistle. But Bryce Forbes is channeling his reserves there, trying to find any last ounce of energy he's got. As his free throw is good. Bryce Forbes is going to bring Ian and Holtz for Damien. Interesting challenge in Division I. Joining the likes of some of the big names in Marinol and Kamehameha, Iolani, Punahou. Davis gets in the lane. That's off the mark. Forbes the rebound. Here's Pat Strickland saying don't foul. That too is missed by Natividad. And on the leak out, a miss off the block by Forbes. Second chance, no good. But Damien gives it away. And a 2-on-1. Robinson will flush it home.
Cameron Robinson.
And just made that look easy. 69-47. And Jefferson's punching its ticket to the quarterfinals. Forbes step back. And the rebound comes free to Hall. Hall will go coast to coast.
Keyshawn Hall.
And you can just feel kind of the energy of this game just slip away. Mitchell beating everybody down, but that might have been touched on the way up by Davis. Loose ball gonna roll out to Damien. Mitchell will try again, blocking foul. That will go against Davis. And we'll see Williams come back. We'll see Jalen Adams here in a moment. See another sub come in that actually we don't have a number for that we'll find out in a moment. As the free throw is good for Mitchell. And Damien's going to empty its bench as well. Johnny Betham getting some run here. So is Jackson Harrington, a sophomore sitting at 6'1". Parker Nascimento is in to joining the fray. That free throw good as well. RJ Spencer's in now for Damien. He wears number 5. 1:51 to play. It's 71-49. That's loose. And it's going to go out of bounds. It'll go to Damien. So it will be, as this one's taken away by Williams. Davis at the rim, no. The loose ball comes out to Nakamura. So it will be Mount Vernon and Jefferson tomorrow to close things, to close out the quarterfinal round. That's good for Williams. Getting a little sloppy here in the final 75 seconds. On both ends, as that's a Damien turnover. And at some point, I think you're kind of seeing both these teams just trying to find their way to the finish line. That ball comes loose, and it's taken by Spencer. That's thrown away. Adams to the rim. That gets a rise out of the crowd. Didn't mention Dante Myrick, who's in the game as well for Jefferson. A 6'6" junior, he wears number 24. We got a whistle here with 27.9 left, and Axton Ching will come in for Damien. This was such a good game up until about midway in the third quarter, and it just kind of all fell apart. As Damien's gone all the way to the depths of their bench. At one point held a lead in the second quarter. Or within 7 in the third. And ever so quickly, it's just ballooned up to 26. Boyd Edmond seeing his first run as well here. 6 on the shot clock. 2, 1, that's taken away. Davis can't hit the lay-in, and that will be it.